Greetings friends, hope this finds you well. Rekcinol here, and today I'm going to be doing a 2.5-year update on my Logitech Herman Miller Embody gaming chair. So I purchased this back in August of 2020, so it's been over 2.5 years now, coming up on 3 actually. It's not sponsored. I paid for this with my own money. I needed a new gaming chair, I've been looking at them for a while, so I decided to go ahead and this had just came out, so decided to go ahead and make the purchase. I ordered this, like I said, August 2020. I got it in September of 2020, and I did an initial unboxing and review video back in September, October of 2020. You can find that down in my content, and I'll link it down below. And then about 7 months into it, I did an update video, had a bunch of questions that got asked on the original video, answered a bunch of those questions, and just gave my opinion on how it was performing after 7 months. So to give you an update, now that we're 2.5 years in, I actually bought a second one of these chairs. So the first one I bought was the black and the blue, which was the original version, I believe. I think there was also the black on black color as well. But I went ahead and bought the black on black in February of 2022. I got it in early March of 2022, so that's been over a year now as well. And I bought that one for my office setup. So I work from home 80% of the time for my current job. So I wanted a more comfortable chair. I had an autonomous AI, I think it was the Ergo Chair Pro. I don't remember exactly. Might have just been the original Ergo chair. It was a great chair, but after about 2 or 3 years, the padding in those chairs just gets really compressed and really uncomfortable for more than a couple of hours. I really liked having the gaming chair down here on my gaming setup, so I went ahead and purchased another one because they were on sale at the time. So watch out for that because they will do sales periodically a few times a year. They actually just ended one, so if you're watching this now, sorry about that. If you haven't been following along, keep an eye on that. Sign up for their newsletter because you'll get their emails whenever they have sales. That's how I found out about it. Today is May 20th, 2023, and I think that it just ended, a few days ago. So keep an eye out because they will do it again. They do have some different color options now from when I ordered my two. So they've got the blue on black, the black on black, or kind of black on gray. They also now have like a white and purple, and then a white and like a teal color. Those two white variants are still on sale as of May 20th, 2023 for 25% off. So if you have a setup or you want those colors, they're still on sale. So go check that out. Again, not sponsored, paid for all this on my own because I really, really like the chair. Like I said in the other videos, I've sat in a lot of office type chairs. I've been working in corporate IT for over 20 years. Been in a lot of different meeting rooms, boardrooms, conference rooms, convention centers. Sat in a lot of different chairs. Not all of them, of course. So I don't have knowledge on every single chair out there. But I've also had a bunch of gaming chairs over the years too. Most of the time, just go to Office Depot or a place like that, see what's on the floor, sit in some stuff, find out what's the most comfortable, and then go from there. And those range anywhere from $100, $200, $300, and they're okay. They'll last a year or two, maybe 3 or longer, depending on how much you use it. But eventually, those just get worn out, and you got to replace them every 2-3 years. What I love about the Herman Miller, it has a 12-year warranty. It's assembled in Michigan. Herman Miller is over a 100-year-old company. They've been in Michigan that whole time. Everything used to be made in the USA, and I think recently, I don't know if it was before COVID or during COVID, but now they just say assembled in the USA, which means they're getting some of their components from other countries, more than likely. But it is still assembled here, still has a 12-year warranty. It's a long-standing company, so you can feel comfortable that they're going to be around if you have a warranty issue. I haven't had any issues with mine. Both of my chairs in the last almost 3 years, no issues. Wipe them down every few months, maybe vacuum them off because of hair and whatnot. That's pretty much it. I haven't had any issues. There has been some updates between the original chair that I bought and this new one, so I will talk about that. I'm just going to give you my long-term opinions now that I'm coming up on 3 years. And then answer some questions, some of them that I keep getting in the other videos. I'll reiterate those and some new ones as well. So, would I buy these chairs again? I mean, I have 2 of them, so yes, I would. Haven't had any issues. Yes, they are expensive. The normal price, I think right now, is around $16.95 without any discounting. You can get that, like I said, watch for those sales. You can get it for 25% off, which I think makes it around $1,300 or $1,400, which is a great deal. Especially if you buy a cheaper chair that you have to replace every 2, 3, 4 years, it's going to be equivalent or close to equivalent in the same price. Yes, some people don't like this chair for multiple different reasons. It's not comfortable to them. Maybe their posture is used to sitting in a certain type of chair. When they switch to this, it just doesn't vibe with them. I get that. I'm not saying it's for everybody. If you can go somewhere locally and try it out, then yes, of course, you should do that. If you're coming from a cheaper type of chair, you've never really had a higher end chair before, give it more than a few days. Like, give it a couple of weeks, because it can take your body time to adjust, especially if you have poor posture, if you've been sitting poorly in those other chairs and you've gotten used to that. Just give it some time. You're not going to know within a couple of days or a week. It's going to take a week, 2 weeks, maybe even longer. Give your body time to adjust, and give it time to see if it really is something that it's not going to be comfortable for the long term, more than a couple of days. I sit in these chairs between my office and then the gaming setup 8-10 hours a day. In my office, I also have a standing desk. This gaming setup is also a standing desk. So I do try to stand a few times a day. Occasionally I get up, take breaks, of course. I can sit in these chairs for hours on end without any discomfort. My legs, my butt, my back, nothing gets numb, nothing aches or hurts. As long as you follow some other ergonomic practices about how you're placing your hands and your feet and the height of your desk and your chair. I won't get into all that, but there's plenty of other videos out there that you can research. If you follow some best practices around that, this should be a comfortable chair for the majority of people. So take that into consideration. Not everyone's going to like it. I understand that. I also wanted to mention Herman Miller also came out with the Vantum gaming chair. The Vantum gaming chair does have a headrest. And I think you can get it in like a black and a white and also a black and a red. And that chair is $795 if you're looking for something that's a little bit cheaper with a headrest. So check that out if you're looking for that option. And then also there's a company called Atlas Headrest. They make I guess you would call it like a bolt-on headrest for the Logitech Embody chairs. So there is a headrest option out there. I will say though, be careful, because in the frequently asked questions on the Embody site, it does say that attaching any kind of headrest will void your warranty. Do that at your own risk if it's something you're looking at. I think that's like $190, but it is out there if you really are considering this chair and you just got to have a headrest because you use it a lot. I think if you look on the Herman Miller site, their reasoning is that the ergonomics of this chair are designed in a way to keep your posture correct, and then when you lean back into a headrest, it kind of negates some of that. So that's why they didn't put one on there. What they say is that the design of this chair keeps you aligned correctly without a headrest, and then if you add one, you may compromise some of that. So just another thought to put out there. You can get one for this if you're willing to risk your warranty and also spend another $190 on top of a pretty expensive chair. I'll put some links down below to the site and everything where you can go and check out the new colors and whatnot. But I also wanted to get into some of the questions outside of what I've already addressed. One of the big questions that I get is the sound. A lot of people say that the chair is loud compared to other chairs, of course, and it still is. I think mine have broken in a little bit because I've had them so long, so it's not as noticeable. In my office, I don't wear headphones. I usually use speakers, so it's a little bit more noticeable there. But down here, when I'm gaming, I usually have headphones on, so I don't notice it at all. I'm 5'9", I clock in around about 280 pounds, so I'm a bigger guy. I like beer and pizza, like I said in my first video. It is what it is, right? Don't be mean, because I'm just going to delete your comment. With that said, the Logitech Embody supports up to, as far as the specifications go, 300 pounds. I'm under that limit. If I were to have a warranty issue, shouldn't be a problem. I don't think they're going to make you send in certification of your weight. If you are a bigger guy like me, just take that in consideration. A lot of these cheaper office chairs, and even some of these gaming chairs, they are like $200 to $250. Some of them, like if you get like an XL version, will go up to 350, maybe even higher. So this is rated for 300. Like I said, I'm 280, 2.5 years, almost 3 years in. There's no wear and tear on either of these chairs. They're still just as comfortable, no issues at all. Maybe a little bit noisier than a standard chair or something that you're used to because of the way these are designed with that flexible, it's almost like it's made out of plastic, but it's like a flexible, almost like an exoskeleton. So when you lean back and it moves with you, it conforms to your spine. That's what makes it so great and so ergonomic. Some people may not like that. I get it. Can't please everybody. Like I said, durability, no issues, no wear and tear. If you have other questions that I haven't addressed, drop them down in the comments. I reply to everyone. I do my best to do it in a timely manner, so if you have a question, I'll get to you. Changes that I've seen from the initial purchase in 2020 to the newer chair that I purchased in 2022. You have about almost a 2-year difference. The padding in the seat on the newer chair that I bought from my office seems to be a little bit thicker. I don't know if it's a different type, but it is definitely thicker. Like you can feel that it's thicker. I think that may have been a concern of some people. I don't know if they changed the type of material, but as far as I'm aware, they both still have that copper-infused cooling foam. Maybe it's just a thicker layer, or they added another layer onto the newer versions. Anything after 2022, February, March, when I got mine, there may have been other changes. I'm just not aware of them. Another change that I've noticed is the wheels. So the wheels that I got on my original version and the newer version are different. The newer version looks like it's a better wheel. It looks like it's an upgraded wheel. It's a little bit wider, has some more of a rubberized coating on it. Seems to roll a little bit better than the original version, which is like more of a cheaper office type of wheel. And you can replace wheels. They're easy to do. A lot of people replace them for like those roller blade skate type wheels, so it makes them really easy to roll. That is one other thing that I've noticed. Outside of that, I can't really tell any other differences. The only complaint I have about the newer version is the inner part of the wheel is white. I don't know, Herman Miller, why you got to make that white? Like, just make the whole thing black and gray. Design thing, I don't know. That's like the only. It's not a huge concern, but it's like why not just make that black or gray, or I don't know why they had to put the white accent in there, but whatever. I mean, you can change the wheels if you want to. That's really the only changes that I've seen. The last thing I want to do is I'm going to do an updated sound test, just so you can compare it. I'll use the same mic, same camera. I'm going to do a sound test for my original chair that I did in the other 2 videos and the new one, just to see if there's any difference and just give you an update. I think they've broken a little bit, so they're not as bad. You can still hear them. You're going to hear noise with these chairs. It's just the nature of them because of the way they're built. You're not going to get around that. Some people have said theirs is pretty quiet. It could be because they're not a bigger guy. That has to factor into it. The chair is going to move and flex a little bit more with me than somebody who weighs like $150. Think about that as well. But it's not a big deal to me. And like I said, I have headphones on down here, and I'm on meetings all day in my office. No one ever hears it. It's not loud enough to be picked up by a mic. It's just not a big concern for me. So the biggest 2 things were sound and the headrest, right? And some people have said it just wasn't comfortable. I don't know if they just didn't give it enough time, their body type, the chairs that they were used to. Nothing's going to be for everybody. Thank you for watching. I appreciate the support. Please hit that like button and consider subscribing if this was helpful. And I will end with a new sound test. Thank you.